The year is 2024, and Red Dead Online has faded a lot since its glory days. However, despite Rockstar not releasing any big content updates, we still get the occasional new player, and one of the first questions they have is, what am I supposed to buy in this game? Red Dead Online doesn't really have a distinct career path and guide that you can follow to make the best purchases, so to help you guys, I have created the list of the top 30 must-have purchases you must make to enhance your Red Dead Online experience. Some of these can be had early on when you're still a really low level, whereas others will require a bit of grinding. If you need cash, I made a separate guide on how you can make $100,000 in Red Dead Online in the shortest amount of time possible, so make sure to go check that out. I also have another guide on how to grind gold, because some items in Red Dead Online require gold instead of cash. Kicking things off with number 30 is one of the best value for money purchases you can make in Red Dead Online, the Wilderness Fast Travel Pamphlet, which is a pamphlet that can be purchased for a little over $1,200 from the fence. You also need $750 as well as 2 roll tokens for the Wilderness Camp. In addition to that, these can be obtained at Naturalist rank 5, so you will also need the Naturalist roll beforehand. That costs 25 gold bars. However, all of this effort is worth it if you're grinding money, because you'll need maximum efficiency and you cannot afford to waste time running from one side of the map to the other with your horse. You have to fast travel. And while we're on the topic of the best pamphlets in the game, let's talk about the various ammo pouch upgrades. Personally, I love the shotgun ammo pouch upgrade the most. It costs $1,890 and takes your shell count from 60 to 120. Keep in mind that all these ammo pouch upgrades only apply to regular ammunition, not express or high velocity, or in the case of shotguns, with slugs. This makes them somewhat less lucrative when you consider that you're paying upwards of $1,400 for most of these, but as long as you're landing headshots in PvP, having twice the ammo capacity can be extremely useful. Dynamite arrows are also worth looking into if you're the kind of guy who wants an insurance policy against griefers, or maybe you just aren't looking for a fair and honorable fight and want to have some fun instead. The pamphlet for these is worth $895, and you can buy one at level 93 if you want the Wild West version of an RPG in your hands. For most high intensity encounters though, you're going to primarily use express explosive ammo, which is the best type of ammo in Red Dead Online. It does the most damage, and it will drop everything from legendary bears to enemy players within a couple of shots. Sometimes you can score a one-hit kill if the other guy doesn't have boosted cores and already has taken damage. Spend the $1,000 on express explosive ammo at the fence as soon as you hit level 90. It's well worth it to protect yourself during long distance deliveries. You might also want to pack some incendiary shotgun shells with your express explosive ammo for added dramatic effect, because these are insanely fun to use on other players when it comes down to it. Sometimes it'll make the other guy panic and give you time to get behind cover or even get off more shots while they're running around frantically. Explosive slugs are just as good, and they have a more immediate effect on the target. However, they're also harder to craft as you'll need animal fat, while incendiary buckshot only requires moonshine and regular shotgun shells. If you've been following my guide on how to make 100k fast in Red Dead, then you won't have to choose between the two. You can simply buy both. If your horse is dying or getting injured a lot, which is inevitable when you first start out in Red Dead Online, you might want to invest in the Special Horse Reviver pamphlet. It will cost $475, and it will bring your horse back from severe injury while also granting a gold health core for 1 day. Horse insurance is also worth considering if you have disposable income laying around. Even though most players will tell you it isn't worth it, you might as well if you're going to keep that horse around for a while. And at number 23 is the final pamphlet you'll need here, the Toxic Moonshine Pamphlet. It's excellent for flushing out campers who are hiding in houses, and it's also quite handy if you want to control hotspots like King of the Castle in Showdown mode. In addition to that, there's frequently a Moonshiner daily challenge where you need to craft 2 Toxic Moonshine so you can make some gold with that Toxic Moonshine pamphlet. With pamphlets done, let's talk about weapons. I have a whole video dedicated to the 7 best guns in Red Dead Online that you can feel free to watch if you want more details on the how and why of things, so I'll try to keep this short. The best repeater you can buy in the game is the Lancaster repeater. It has solid stats in every single category. It has great damage, great fire rate, and it's also one of the most accurate of all the repeaters in my experience, which is why it's loved by so many players. For precise fire at medium range, you can't go wrong with the bolt action rifle. It's perfect for free roam and blood money missions with its excellent damage and good fire rate, which exceeds that of the Springfield. For a sniper role, I do prefer the Carcano rifle over the rolling block in both PvE as well as PvP due to its superior ammo capacity as well as the fire rate, which is going to allow me to get more shots off and take down the entire groups of enemies before reloading. Better DPS usually means better weapon. Next, we've got shotguns, and number 19 is the pump action shotgun, which is my personal choice for PvE content due to to its higher ammo capacity as well as low bloom size. Number 18 is the double barrel shotgun, which I think works a lot better in PvP if you're using it in combination with the painted black ability card, and it also does more damage than the pump action, so you can usually drop enemies with just one well-placed hit. At number 17, we've got trinkets from Gus the Trapper. These are quite expensive, and I reserve them firmly in the endgame content category of Red Dead Online, so make sure you already have all the weapon upgrades, role upgrades, and ability cards, horses, etc. before you buy any trinkets. But if you have the cash to spare, get yourself the beaver tooth as well as the buck antler trinkets. Once again, I have a separate video breaking down every single trinket in the game and ranking them from worst to best, so I will have that linked in the description if you want to learn more about how these things work and what they do and how you can utilize them effectively. Okay, now let's talk about everyone's favorite mode of transportation in this game, horses. These are an essential part of the Wild West experience, and there's so much variety with each horse offering a different mix of characteristics such as speed, toughness, etc. For most new players, I do recommend one of the newer DLC Mustangs as your first horse because of how rugged and dependable they are. Plus, with them you get maximum health as well as stamina rings at level 4 bonding, and there is no level gate required, meaning you can buy one of these for just $500 from the absolute start of the game and have yourself an absolute tank of an all-rounder horse. But if you want the absolute fastest, one of the most primo horses in the game, you'll have to get roll horses. I've done a full video ranking each of these from worst to best, and I do believe that the Norfolk Roadster is probably one of the best choices you can make for horses in Red Dead Online. It's unlocked with the Moonshiner roll, and at rank 20 you get the two best versions of the Norfolk Roadster with a speed rating of 9 and a handling score of 8 out of 10. Statistically, the Roadsters are the fastest horse in the game. And number 14 on my list is the Criollo horse, which you get with the collector roll. Number 13 is the Breton horse. These unlock at rank 5 in the Bounty Hunter roll. Number 12 is the Cladruber, which comes with the Trader roll and brings loads of stamina and health for long distance travel and combat and free roam. And number 11 is the Gypsy Cob horse, which you get with the Naturalist roll, and it has the exact same health and stamina as the Cladruber, but this time with a slightly higher top speed. Numbers 10 through 6 are the various roles in Red Dead Online, and these are some of the first things that you should buy in the game, as they work very similar to businesses in GTA Online if you played that, and they will help you make more cash for other purchases that you need down the road. So I recommend you start with the Bounty Hunter, as it's the only role that rewards both gold and cash for the content you play, and you need gold to buy other roles. Then next up for number 9, grab the Collector roll for 15 gold bars, as it's the easiest and most stress-free way to make loads of cash in the game. And if you have the Collector, get the Trader roll. You will need the Trader roll to unlock the Moonshiner roll, which is a nice way of earning passive income in the background while you do other tasks in free mode. And then finally we have the Naturalist roll, which isn't all that exciting by itself, but it synergizes brilliantly with the Trader roll, so I recommend you get it anyway. And now with all rolls acquired, you can focus on your camp upgrades like the Stew Pot to make superior stew, which will give your character golden cores for an entire in-game day. You can also buy the weapons locker or the deluxe campfire, the large and medium delivery wagons for the Trader roll, as well as a bigger tent so you spawn in with 3/4 of every core that you have, and it will be full. If you do lots of bounty hunter work as a solo player, it's also extremely worth investing in the bounty wagon so you can store multiple bounties at the same time to get done with those higher paying missions. Also, don't forget to upgrade your rolls to get various bonuses. For example, there are things like the condenser as well as the polished copper still upgrades for the Moonshiner, which let you make more money from each Moonshine cell mission. The collector roll has the shovel and the metal detector for digging up buried collectibles, which are imperative to that role. Things like that. Number 2 on my list is the Nacogdoches saddle, which is the best saddle in the entire game, and it gives your rank 20 horse close to infinite stamina. Now, if you combine this with the hooded stirrups, you will also get an acceleration and a max speed boost, and these will turn your horse into a 19th century Ferrari. I'm not exaggerating here, you will not run out of stamina ever with the Nacogdoches saddle combined with the hooded stirrups. And finally at number 1, we've got all the ability cards. My favorite setup is Painted Black for my active Deadeye card, along with Eye for an Eye, Strange Medicine, as well as Cold-Blooded for the 3 passive ability card slots. This allows me to be completely self-sufficient without relying on potions or tonics as much, and I can keep sustaining myself through long and hectic gunfights almost indefinitely. If you want to know why I use this particular loadout, check out my video on ability cards in Red Dead, in which I explain my choices and how you can find the best loadout for yourself and for your playstyle. Also, don't forget to level up all your ability cards to tier 3. It costs $50 to purchase an ability card, $350 to level it up to tier 2, and then $500 for tier 3. Keep in mind, if you want to do this for all the cards, it will be pretty expensive. You have to do this for each of the 33 cards, and that will cost you $29,700 in total. And that right there should cover every single must-buy item in Red Dead Online. Let's be honest, this isn't like GTA Online where you have dozens of high-value properties and vehicles to blow millions of dollars on. However, you should still pay attention to what little you can buy, because some of these purchases are complete game changers and they will entirely transform the way you experience Red Dead Online, both in PvE free roam as well as PvP showdown matches. Have you made any of these purchases? And if you have, how have they affected your gameplay? Let me know in those comments. If you found these recommendations helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Red Dead guides in the future. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.